It's Kyle here, and currently on Project Nerdy, we are talking about the issue of mental health, be it depiction in nerdy movies, TV shows, books, or our own real life experiences or feelings towards the issue. And I should say this theme was actually inspired by Danny, the former leader at Project Nerdy. We still stay in touch with our former fearless leader, and she thought this would be a good topic for us to discuss. So I thought I'd dive into a little bit of some of my personal experience with it. I've been lucky enough myself not to really suffer from any issues in that regard, but I have had some family and friends experience that. That's really kind of opened my eyes to the issue, because I think before I kind of echo some of Holly's comments in her video that, you know, sometimes like stuff like anxiety and stuff, you maybe thought, oh man, it's not really that serious of an issue. You know, I'm sure people can, if it's just, you know, with willpower, they can overcome it and stuff like that. It's not that big of a deal. But once, you know, I had some personal experience with people I know go through issues like that, you begin to realize how serious the issue it was. I had a close relative who had been suffering from that for a while and had been kept it private. Really the only signs that we didn't really find out until afterwards, but signs that something was wrong, was basically the person was constantly blowing off, going out on social engagements or just hanging out, and they constantly used the excuse either they were sick or they were busy in work and they just couldn't go out, where in reality they were suffering such severe anxiety they were having a hard time leaving their house. They just couldn't actually leave their house. They were just basically paralyzed with anxiety attacks. And eventually it got so severe that one day the person basically had a breakdown and was unable to leave, and actually called a family member and actually told him, like, I can't leave, I can't stop crying, please come over and help me out. And so at the time we didn't know what was going on. I happened to be the closest person that lived next to this person, so the person they called me and said, can you go over there real quick, we're not sure how serious this is, go over there and just hang out until I'm able to go over there and help out. And we basically found out through there that the individual was suffering from a severe anxiety attack. They could explain why, but they just felt like they couldn't leave the house. It was just freaking them out, the idea of leaving the house. And basically through that episode, which was very scary to experience, they realized they needed help. And since then, they've really overcome that issue. I know it's a constant battle, but they've been able to live a basically normal life. They went back to how they were going before anxiety really paralyzed their life, and basically stuff through getting help and talking to people about it, which is really why I wanted to mention this video, which is something you hear all the time, but there's nothing to be ashamed about if you're suffering from mental health issues. Talk to somebody about it, be it a friend, family member, or, you know, seeking out a professional, but just find somebody to talk to about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. The same way you're not ashamed if you get a cold or the flu or something like that, you need to view your mental health the same way, that sometimes something happens and it's not your fault, it's not a sign of weakness, you just need to reach out and ask for help, because people in your life are there and they're willing to help out. So that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. So I know this is a little bit more serious topic than we usually do on Project Nerdy, but I do think it's something worthy of discussing. Now, I think it'd be great if we saw more depictions of mental health issues in movies and TV shows and books in a positive way to kind of help educate the public about this is an issue that a lot of people face. It's nothing to be ashamed about, and this is how you can get help and overcome those issues. So on to a little bit more of a positive topic. I'll lead to my nerdy pleasure. I got to go on a vacation a couple weeks ago. I was in Chicago for the first time ever, and also got to go to South Bend, Indiana for a college football game between University of Georgia and Notre Dame. The trip was a lot of fun. Chicago was awesome. I've done a lot of stuff on my own personal channel about the trip, so if you want to check that out, please do. I'll say that the nerdiest thing I probably did was Rudy. If you've ever seen the movie Rudy, you know a lot of that is based on Notre Dame's campus and filmed there. So I got to visit some of the sites that were depicted in the movie Rudy, which I thought was really cool. Another kind of semi-nerdy thing, there was a really retro, cool-looking McDonald's that was right across from my hotel that was really neat. Almost felt like a McDonald's you would have saw in the 50s or 60s. So it was kind of cool to visit that. My question to the viewers this week is, what is one city in America that you would like to visit that you've never been before? Because Chicago was definitely a city I wanted to visit, so I got to cross that off my list. So what is one city in America that you'd like to visit that you haven't visited yet? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you're enjoying our serious dive into mental health here on Project Nerdy. And again, as usually, we mentioned this every once in a while. If you ever have any theme ideas, let us know in the comment section below. We're all open to talking about really anything here on Project Nerdy. So I'll see you the next time.